Dr. Taher Ahmed passed away on February 1st, 2006. His death occurred on that day. After 2 days, on February 3rd, the police discovered his body in a septic tank behind his house on the university campus. The tank was placed on the campus. On the same day, his son, Sanjid Alvi Ahmed, went to the police station in Motihar and reported the incident. Let's get into the details of this case in this video. Professor Taher disappeared from his residence on the campus on February 1st, 2006, at the age of 59. 2 days later, the authorities located his body within the septic tank of his home where he had been living. On the same day, Sanjid Alvi Ahmed, Taher's son, reported his father's death as the victim of a murder to the Motihar police station. He accused those who could not be named. On March 18, 2007, the police presented a charge sheet that named 6 individuals as suspects in an investigation. In addition to Mohiuddin and Jahangir, another significant individual was named as an accused party in the allegations. At the time in question, Mahbubul Alam Salehi served as the president of the RU unit of the Islami Chhatra Shibir organization. Jahangir's family consisted of his father, Azimuddin Munshi, his brother, Abdus Salam, and his brother-in-law, Nazmul Islam. Nazmul Islam was Jahangir's brother-in-law. Following Taher's disappearance, the authorities were able to detain 3 people called Jahangir, Salam, and Nazmul. They made statements to the court and admitted to having killed Taher. In addition to this, they disclosed that on February 1st, they disposed of his body by placing it in a septic tank. The trio's confession revealed not only their own names but also the names of Mohiuddin and Salehi. According to the accusations, the professor who was assassinated discovered instances of plagiarism and piracy in 10 out of 11 of Mohiuddin's research papers that he had submitted as part of his promotion process. Because of Taher's performance in the exams, Salehi harbored resentment towards him. Mohiuddin and Salehi are the ones who hired the murderers by providing them with financial compensation and potential job openings. After stabbing Professor Taher, Jahangir was ultimately to blame for the professor's passing. They made sure he was dead by suffocating him, which Mohiuddin and Salehi did. The deceased individual was transported by Jahangir, Salam, and Nazmul, who then disposed of their body in the septic tank. In addition to that, Mohiuddin and Salehi were present there as well. Professor Dr. Mia Mohammed Mohiuddin, who is one of the 2 people sentenced to death in the murder case of Professor Dr. Taher Ahmed from the Geology and Mining Department of Rajshahi University, RU, has been hospitalized. In this case, Professor Dr. Taher Ahmed was a professor in the Geology and Mining Department of RU. It was confirmed by the jailer of Rajshahi Central Jail, Nizamuddin, that Professor Mohiuddin was transferred to Rajshahi Medical College Hospital, RMCH, on Friday morning because he was experiencing chest trouble. After Mohiuddin experienced a dramatic rise in his blood pressure, he was transferred to RMCH from the jail hospital as soon as possible, as he was in critical condition. He is currently being cared for in the medical wing of the correctional facility. The Appellate Division of the Supreme Court has announced that it has made the decision to turn down an appeal that was submitted by 2 convicted murderers who wanted a reconsideration of the sentence they were given in their case. As a direct consequence of this, there were no longer any legal barriers in the way of putting these 2 condemned individuals to death. 6 individuals were each charged with a criminal offense by the police on March 17, 2007. 4 people, including Dr. Mohiuddin and Mad Jahangir, were given the death penalty by the Rajshahi Speedy Trial Tribunal on May 22, 2008, while 2 other individuals were found not guilty and exonerated of all charges. Mahbubul Alam Salehi, who served as the president of RU Chhatra Shibir in the past, as well as Azimuddin Munshi, were found not guilty of the charges against them. On April 21, 2013, the High Court upheld the convictions of Dr. Mohiuddin and Mad Jahangir and sentenced them to death. On the other hand, both Nazmul and Salam had their death sentences commuted to sentences of life imprisonment. The trial. The Supreme Court has rejected the pleas of the death row convicts, and the President has turned down their requests for clemency, indicating that all legal procedures have been completed. The authorities at Rajshahi Jail have made all the necessary preparations to carry out the hanging of 2 individuals. They have also conducted a practice execution. The families of the 2 convicts were summoned to the prisons for their final meetings. Relatives of Dr. Mia Mohammed Mohiuddin arrived at the jail at 11 a.m., while the relatives of caretaker Jahangir arrived an hour later. The body of Professor Taher, who was a member of the Geology and Mining Department at Rajshahi University, was discovered in a septic tank 2 days after he disappeared on February 1, 2006. 2 days after the incident, Sanzid, the son of the victim, filed a murder case at the Motihar police station in Rajshahi. On May 22, 2008, the Rajshahi Speedy Trial Tribunal sentenced 4 individuals to death. Mahbubul Alam Salehi, the former president of Aryu Chhatra Shibir, along with others, was acquitted. On May 13, 2013, the High Court upheld the death penalty for Dr. Mohiuddin and Jahangir, but changed the punishment for Salam and Nazmul to life imprisonment. On March 2, 2023, the Appellate Division of the Supreme Court rejected the review petitions of 2 prisoners who were sentenced to death. An order was passed by an 8-member bench led by Chief Justice Hassan Fawaz Siddiq. In a recent update, the Supreme Court has denied petitions that requested a court order to stop the execution of convicted individuals. The order was passed by the 4-member bench of the Appellate Division, with Chief Justice Hassan Fawaz Siddiq leading the bench. Currently, there are no obstacles preventing the execution of the 2 individuals on death row. There were several reasons, such as professional jealousy and political differences within Chhatra Shibir, that contributed to the killing of Prof. Taher on the campus of Rajshahi University. Taher was a professor in the Geology and Mining Department, while Mohiuddin was an associate professor who had been convicted. According to the court's observation, it was stated that Prof. Dr. Mia Mohammed Mohiuddin had a fear that he would not be able to become a professor if Taher remained alive. Due to this professional jealousy, he killed Taher. After Professor Mohammed Yunus, Taher was the 2nd influential teacher from Rajshahi University to be killed by individuals who were allegedly associated with Bangladesh Islami Chhatra Shibir. In a hearing that took place on May 23, 2008, Judge A.T.M. Mesbadullah of the Speedy Trial Tribunal in Rajshahi handed down death sentences to 4 different defendants. Dr. Mia Mohammed Mohiuddin, who was a lecturer at the University of Rajshahi; Jahangir Alam, who was the caretaker of Ahmed's apartment; Abdus Salam, who was Jahangir's brother and a member of Bangladesh Islami Chhatra Shibir; and Nazmul, who was Jahangir's brother-in-law, were all found guilty of their roles in the crime. Azimuddin Munshi, Jahangir's father, and Mahbubul Alam Salehi, president of the University of Rajshahi Unit of Bangladesh Islami Chhatra Shibir, have both been found not guilty by the court. Mahbubul Alam Salehi is the leader of the Bangladeshi Chhatra Shibir chapter at the University of Rajshahi. The individual who has been found guilty, Dr. Mia Mohammed Mohiuddin, is the brother-in-law of Aminul Haqe, who served as the Minister of Post and Telecommunications in the past. As a result of Ahmed's discovery that Mohiuddin had been engaging in plagiarism, Mohiuddin was unable to advance in his career as a result of Ahmed's actions. After the members of his party's student branch were found not guilty, Ataur Rahman, the president of the Jamaat-e-Islami Bangladesh unit in Rajshahi, planned a rally to celebrate the ruling. The dissatisfaction of 2 former vice-chancellors of the University of Rajshahi, as well as several current and former faculty members of the same university, has been voiced. Following the release of Mahbubul Alam Saleh, several members of the professors at the University of Rajshahi, as well as members of Ahmed's family, voiced fears for their personal safety. The judgment of the lower court was upheld by the Bangladesh High Court on May 13, 2013, but both Abdus Salam and Nazmul had their prison terms reduced to life sentences. The members of the family have filed an appeal with the higher court, seeking that Mahbubul Alam Saleh be given a punishment for his actions. On February 2, 2021, students and faculty members at the institution voiced their hope that the case will be resolved as quickly as possible. On July 27, 2023, Mia Mohammed Mohiuddin and Jahangir Alam were put to death by hanging at the Rajshahi Central Jail. This is the end of this video. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to this video.